Okay, recently I've been killing it. I've been putting in the work and have finally arrived at the last semester of my undergrad at UT, if you don't count the two classes I'll be taking in the summer. But I'm getting my didactic program in dietetics done, and I've been doing internships and working with sports dietitians at UT. I'm getting shadow experience with professionals in my prospective future career. And I've become an active member again with my favorite sports club of LPL, or Longhorn Powerlifting. I've put myself in stressful situations where I must practice public speaking and formulating lesson plans to teach elementary classes about gardening, nutritional sciences, and their core curriculum. I've also been volunteering in my community with close to 100 hours this past year, and I've been working on my application for grad school with the Army. So overall, I've managed to build myself up to a point where I feel like I'm getting the most out of my experience at UT, and I can feel a sense of pride in my academic pursuits. But anyways, this footage you're looking at was taken during my first week of this spring semester. As I mentioned, I'm applying to be an Army officer and be a part of that career space. So in preparation for that, I've been actively implementing diligence, discipline, and urgency into my lifestyle. So I'll get into what that looks like, but first I want to mention some things that are important for a fresh 18-year-old to know before they start their real academic and vocational pursuits in life. So I've got three important tips. The first one is to put yourself in uncomfortable situations every week. The second one is to visualize your days beforehand and adhere to your prior plans. And the third one is to find at least two things you love about life and make them a part of your daily routine. So let's go back over those tips because they're easy to implement, and in my opinion are paramount if you want to consistently improve and feel proud of your existence. But first, some background information. So there's this thing I learned during my experience as an athlete, and it's this visualization technique to help for preparation in approaching new challenging tasks. So as an example, during the weeks leading up to a competition, I would spend hours upon hours mentally visualizing myself in competition, executing my duties perfectly. And then by the time the competition came around, before I even stepped on the field, court, or platform, I had already done this challenge hundreds or even thousands of times in my head. And it makes the new challenge feel like clockwork. So to apply this technique to my first tip, in order to find things that you want to or need to do that make you feel uncomfortable, I want you to close your eyes and visualize yourself in the future as someone who has accomplished all your life's aspirations. And then think about the activities that version of yourself does that you aren't doing right now. And those are the uncomfortable situations you need to be putting yourself in during this week. Now, for the first tip in putting yourself in uncomfortable situations every week, this doesn't have to be something crazy like riding a boat out into the deep blue sea and submerging yourself in shark-infested waters, okay? You need to start small and work your way up. So it can be very simple things that cause you discomfort, like doing the dishes or asking for a new task to do at your work. These should be opportunities where once you have completed the task, you get a feeling of accomplishment and pride in yourself. And you should always pay attention to these very subtle feelings and try to compound them. You want to gradually build up this sense of pride. And eventually, you'll be doing multiple tasks that get you outside of your comfort zone, not just every week, but every day. And they'll help you build confidence in your ability to handle greater tasks and responsibilities when they present themselves. So in the future, when a new opportunity arises that kind of makes you feel iffy if you want to volunteer to do it, you're going to be the person who's built up your confidence and is willing to do things that other people aren't. So the second tip of visualizing your days beforehand and adhering to your prior plans, this also incorporates that visualization technique. So I want you to always have your tomorrow scheduled out the night before, down to every hour of the day, and visualize everything from morning routines, study time, classes, jobs, free time, TV time, family time, social time, and even nap times. And this will force you to be efficient and prioritize the use of your most precious commodity, time. Now, this will help you mentally understand what things are truly important to you, and it will help you stay on track with your long-term goals. So, a side note, you don't have to physically write out your schedule in a notebook or anything. It can be as simple as running through what activities you'll be doing tomorrow and in what order in your head while you are getting ready for bed at night. So if you ever find yourself waking up in the morning without a plan, then you've set yourself up for failure. An example is if you visualize yourself waking up in the morning and going for a run and completing your healthy routine while you lay in bed the night before, then by the time your alarm clock goes off, you've already mentally lived through this exact morning dozens of times. You will do what you've set out to do. And on the other hand, if you just go through your life never thinking about your future, then if you wake up without any preconceived ideas of what this morning or day will entail, you are vastly more susceptible to giving into harmful, unplanned temptations and seeking forms of instant gratification that will not help you get to your long-term goals and aspirations. Now, going back to the third tip of finding at least 2 things you love about life and making them part of your daily routine. This falls into the second one. Okay, so during your nightly visualizations of the next day, I want you to see yourself doing those 2 or more things that give you enjoyment at some point tomorrow, okay? So this will give you something to look forward to while you're going to bed and establish a healthy work-life balance. And the activities don't need to revolve around any specific part of life or pertain to any specific duration of time. So it can range from taking your dog on a walk to taking a hot shower. For me, my 2 things are exercising and cooking meals. So ideally, if you pay attention long enough to things that make you feel good or are of interest to you, you'll be able to make that thing or activity your actual vocation. And then you'll really have it incorporated into your life. So here's how I've implemented these 3 things into my life. So every night as I lay in bed, I will go through my calendar app on my phone and quickly look at my obligations I've made to other people and to myself. Now this is the rough skeleton of my day, from classes to internship shifts to social obligations. And then once I've looked at that outline of my day, I'll put my phone down and close my eyes and start to visualize what I will be doing in between those obligations and run through my day in my head. I will do this over and over, optimizing what I will be doing tomorrow so that I will stay on track with my long-term goals. And throughout this visualization of the next day, I will see myself doing those two or more things that bring me enjoyment and actively think about when exactly I will do them. And if I need to wake up early to fit them into my schedule, then that's what I'll do. And with my uncomfortable situations throughout the week, I will sign myself up for those when they present themselves and write them into my calendar app as a part of my skeletal outline for one of my days. So this is what I'll be doing on Monday as a concrete example. So as you can see, this is my calendar app, and I will look at this for about 1 or 2 minutes and think about what I will be doing in between these activities. So for the 24th, I have 3 classes from 9 to 11 or 2, and then I have another one from 12 to 1. And then I also have a Texas nutrition meeting from 7 to 8. So what am I going to be doing before NTR 370? I have a lot of free time, and that's a great opportunity for me to fit in my enjoyment activities. So I'm going to put in 2 hours of exercise, right? So I'm going to lift weights, and I'm going to do some cardio before that class. So 2 hours beforehand is 7. So at 7 a.m., I will be doing exercise. So I need to hydrate before then. So it takes me about 20 minutes to hydrate. So I should probably be waking up about 6:30 a.m. Okay, so from 6:30, I'm going to get up, I'm going to hydrate and work out, and then I'll have class at 9 to 10, and then 10 to 11 I'll have class. And then in between 11 and 12, I have an hour. So I'm going to eat during that time, and I will study for about 50 minutes in between there. So then from 12 to 1, I'll have class again. And then from 1 to 7, I've got about 6 hours. So from, let's say, 1 to about 5 p.m., I will study and eat another meal, okay, within those 4 hours. So at 5 p.m., I will have 2 hours of free time. So I'm going to fit my enjoyment activity in there. So I'm going to watch the new episode of Ozark. Season 3 just came out this week, so I'll spend an hour watching that episode, and I will probably eat dinner during that time. So, and then, other things will happen. I'll probably have to clean the kitchen a little bit and get ready for my Texas nutrition meeting from 7 to 8. And then after 8 p.m., I will maybe, I don't know, I'll just have scheduled free time from 8 to 10 until I go to sleep. And then that's my day. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go to sleep, wake up, hydrate, exercise, do my classes, study, do another class, study, eat, go to my social meeting, and then I'll have 2 hours of free time. And that's it. So then I'll actually visualize what my workout's going to look like, what exercises am I going to do, how much am I going to hydrate, what's going to be in my classes. Should I be mentally preparing to, be an active participant in my class? What's the curriculum going to look like? Are there going to be opportunities for me to talk to other people and sign up for obligations that are going to be added to my week? What's my Texas nutrition meeting going to look like? What are we going to go over? Is there going to be a guest speaker? Should I prepare some questions to ask the guest speaker during those 4 hours of study time beforehand? and things like that. So, you know, that's how I do it, and I'll be doing that as I lay in bed Sunday night. And by the time Monday comes around, it's likely that I will have lived mentally through January 24th multiple times before it even happens. And it's my form of preparation that doesn't take any physical effort. Okay, so it's time efficient and it keeps me on track. So, that's it. I want you to try this visualization technique the next time you get ready to sleep and see if it helps you. I know it helps me. And so, yeah. Anyways, thanks for watching. If you like this content, please consider liking the video and subscribing to my channel and following me on Instagram for more, inspirational posts and whatnot. So, again, thanks, and I'll see you in the next one.